At long last, it is Georgios' turn in control of the Byzantine Empire. His primary goal is to begin expanding out his borders and truly working towards restoring the Roman Empire. Before he can do that though, there are still many rivals looking for his downfall. When Georgios' father Justinian killed the previous emperor and usurped the throne, he knew that his family, House Skleros, would not take that lying down. And with Georgios now in control, House Skleros continue to scheme towards his downfall. Georgios wants to stamp out these rivals and ensure no family can grow strong enough to oppose him so that he can focus on a new war to the south against the Abbasids and begin reclaiming the land he needs. Georgios is aware that he is surrounded by conquerors on all sides. The HRE continues to grow in strength, as well as the newly formed Novgorod to the north, led by a conqueror and edging closer to forming the Tsardom of Russia. However, with a few well-placed missionaries, it may be possible to convert these men to the light of orthodoxy. Quick note from me before we dive into this episode as well. We have a brand new schedule on the channel, so going forward, Fridays 6 PM GMT will be this Restoring Rome series. I've actually rolled this back so we're not affected by the new DLC. But speaking of new DLC, every Tuesday at 6 PM will be our brand new Crusader Kings 3 series with everything related to Khans of the Steppe. We're actually playing as Temujin and seeing if we can become the great Genghis Khan himself. And Sundays, as normal, will be our RimWorld series. We are super close to 500 subscribers on this channel. Really quickly, thank you all again for watching. So glad you enjoyed this content and looking forward for what's to come. And we are back. 21-year-old Georgios the Scholar of the Byzantine Empire, ready to make his mark on history. Now, what I am very keen to do is actually get our head out of the internal politics of the realm and actually start expanding outward, getting some of these titles that we need in order to actually restore the Roman Empire. Now, getting our head out of internal politics is much easier said than done in an empire like this one, and already we have more factions against us. Primarily, of course, it is still House Skleros who is out to get us. They have another claimant faction here where they've actually managed to force some pretty powerful vassals into joining, including the head of another powerful family who they've also forced into this one. So their power is still growing. They are still way more influential than I would like them to be, and we are going to need to dismantle this family if we have any hope and not just spending the whole run trying to keep ourselves on the throne. There is still also a Liberty faction to lower the imperial bureaucracy, not too big as of yet though, and we have just some peasant rabble as well that want some lower county control. Now, the one thing we can do that'll help with both dealing with the factions and expanding outwards will be to further improve our army. We've been improving it here and there, but with the 1,500 gold injection we got from our bookmakers' earnings at the last chariot race, we can finally make this army a force to be reckoned with. So that's most of the gold gone in the blink of an eye. The only real change I've made is I have put a new Varangian Guard regiment in the Empire army. This will be our core, where we want some of our best units doing the most amount of damage. We do have some cataphractoi in here. I'm not going to increase their size just yet, as they are ridiculously expensive, but we'll have the Varangian Guard and the cataphractoi along with the ballistri in here to really just do the bulk of our damage. For the themes then, Akia is going to be dedicated entirely to giving us lots of different siege weapons so we can make sure that we deal with all these wars quickly. Thrace has a mix of different men-at-arms types just to make sure that we have everything we need in terms of countering other people's men-at-arms. And the same goes for my personal army as well, just a mix of everything to make sure that we never just get heavily countered. When these are fully raised, that should take us from about 4,600 to 6,400 total soldiers, which will be quite nice as it means it'll be harder for the factions to send their demands and we can finally have a fighting force ready to expand outwards. On top of our existing armies, we can also still spend our influence to actually borrow some armies from our vassals as well, which are mostly made up of men-at-arms and will come in handy. Now, our brother Elliot is 18 and can also marry. To be honest, I kind of just want to get him as far away from court as possible. We could try and give him a powerful position within the realm, but he is already eccentric and he's now an irritable drunkard who also has lover's pox. So we might just try and take an alliance with somebody, but get him outside of court. For now, we're going to marry him off to the Duchy of Galicia. We'll grab the alliance. They probably won't help us, but at least he's outside of our court and not just spreading lover's pox. Now, there's no point forcing Alexandros to retire, because that will still fall into House Sleros. Theodoros here does actually have a different house in line for succession. That is House Katakalitsis. They are a powerful family, but one of the less known powerful families at the moment. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to force Philippos to retire. The reason for this is that not only will this not go back into his family, it'll come straight back to us, as he doesn't have any eligible heirs at the moment. So we're going to start with this one. Oh, and here we go. Speaking of wars, war has been declared on us by this man here, Emir Bashar, who is, interestingly, this one little duchy that hasn't joined the Abbasids yet, but he is going to war for us for the entire kingdom of Anatolia, which is all of this. 4,000 men. Let's rally the troops and see what we're dealing with here. Let's get my men raised up anyway. They are not all going to be fully reinforced yet, because we've only just introduced them to the realm. But let's raise all here, and what I will probably do as well, just to make sure of it, is spend some influence on some of these troops as well. Let's call on some of our vassals here. Give us some of your troops, please. Thank you very much. And of course, we're going to keep having our vassals coming to us, asking if they can take control of different themes. This is just a noble family, not super powerful, but he's looking for the theme that I just gave away to an even lesser family. Normally, I wouldn't mind this too much. He's not that powerful. He does have a claim on the Byzantine Empire, though, that's currently unpressed. The influence would be nice, but for now, I'm going to say no. Apologies, my friend. Alright, so our men are fully raised up. We are dealing with around 4.2k now that his allies are in. Speed is going to be on our side here. I want to try and attack them early before they can all group up on us and deal with this war sooner rather than later. Here we go. Finally, we caught them. Finally. This should go in our favor as well. We do have slightly more... Oh, yeah, arrange a ceremony at once. Govern well, Strategos. What I was saying is, we do have more men in this scenario, but even in scenarios where we don't have more men, the amount of men-at-arms available to us, both in our armies, our themes armies, the Empire armies, as well as our own, plus all of our vassals, we realistically should always have the quality advantage in war, and if we don't, we're doing something wrong. Oh, and of course, the peasants take this time to now rise up against me. I'm not going to give them a tax lien. I will say a peasant's lot is to serve their lord. They will rise up against us. They're rising up kind of all over the place. Some in the home theme, others just in and around the capital. We'll deal with this war first and then head over and deal with them. A vassal in the Holy Roman Empire is offering to work for us as mercenaries. I'm going to decline this. We don't actually need the help right now, but thanks for the offer. Visiting the local market, a merchant from a faraway land catches my attention. Come closer, my lord. Marvel at the treasures never before seen in these lands. So I can say it must be interesting traveling as much as you do. 75% chance to gain more vigilant for an intrigue point. I can say he must tell me what he knows and gain some dread. 30% chance of threatened merchants. Or I can pay 300 gold and get it. I think I'll just go for the diplomacy challenge. 75%? Yeah, there we go. That's nice. Interesting. The powerful families are at each other's throats here. The head of House Hexobolus is accusing the head of House Kalatlitsis of having an affair with his lover. Rather than arrest her, we will say this is nothing but malice and lies for the time being. They will all gain the adulterer piece and some imprisonment reasons. Maybe we'll use those later, but for now it's some leverage. Thank you very much. We have another son here. We will give him the name David, born in the purple. Nothing else going on. Very nice. Straight into intrigue for you. Now, we're still working away at this war. It's been a frustrating one. They keep just running away from us. We're trying to siege things down very slowly. In other news, though, the rebels have made their way to Byzantium and are trying to siege it down. Now, it will take them quite a while, but if they go unopposed, they might actually pull that off, which we do not want to happen. The rebels have offered us peace. To the hysterical Basilius Georgios, it's clear to me now that I have erred in attacking you. Enough blood has been spilled. Let us end this pointless fighting. I would like to accept this so that they don't siege down Byzantium. On the other hand, though, I just need a little bit more time to finish this war, and then I'd happily deal with them. I'd rather just send that message. For now, I'm going to decline. Kingdom of Galicia will actually join us in the peasant uprising, so I will call him into this war. Maybe he can deal with them. Perfect, there we go. That's a defensive war dealt with. We will enforce demands here, and then let's immediately get the men and send them back over to the capital to deal with this. The Saint of Byzantium. The people of Byzantium are abuzz with talk of a holy man, some Maximos, who's been living the life of the ancient saints. Like those we usually call iron wearers, he spends his life in immobility, covered in heavy chains to mortify the flesh. The iron digs into his chopped wrists, but not a sigh escapes his lips. Only the mercy of the passerby feeds and covers his bloodied body. Whoa. It's not uncommon that con men make a living out of our citizens' misguided charity, faking their wounds and flaunting a well-practiced air of holiness. But what if Maximos is a genuine saint? So we can either just agree to it and say he's blessed, pay him some gold, get some piety and some control. We could test it, 67% chance we gain some influence. We gain Land of the Saint in Byzantium, which is very, very nice, as well as no crooks tolerated, which is also very nice. 32% chance it doesn't work though, and we lose 30 influence. Or we can just say he isn't, but we are diligent and that will give us a critical stress break. So let's just test it out, 57% chance. And we're successful. Okay, so we gain 100 influence and we get no crooks tolerated as well. Oh, and he just straight away becomes a priest, it looks like. Oh, a bishop, very nice. The men are starving, but we have forced the siege to break at Byzantium. We will attack these men. I think we have the quality to deal with it. Absolutely. They're absolutely deleted. And here is the army of Navarra showing up just a bit too late. As per usual, we will enforce our demands here, and this man will be executed for rising against us. Once again, we can evangelize the pagans. We may as well. Where are you going to head to? Oh, what is this? This is an empire title. The Tsardom of Russia. Excuse me? So the Tsardom of Russia has been formed, of course by a conqueror. I'm assuming this was Novgorod and they managed to actually make the empire. But we are going to send over some missionaries to try and actually convert him to Orthodox. Next upgrade, I'm going to get the market to level 2, increases our powerful family rating and more influence when building buildings in held counties, which is very, very nice, as well as just some overall income as well. Now, we also have enough influence to retire the Skleros man in charge of the Aegean Islands. It will goes to House Cataclysses, so we'll make them more powerful. But I'm happy to deal with that in the name of getting House Skleros out of power. Looking at the powerful families now, things are looking a little bit more balanced. Skleros is almost out of the picture. Malios is obviously extremely strong. They do have lots of themes currently. But the good news is that our wife is actually in line for a lot of these. So we'll probably be able to actually get this back inside of our family as well. It's predicted to be difficult, but I think I will try and ingratiate family scheme against House Malios. With how powerful they are and being the family of the Empress, I think this makes sense. We have a master weaponsmith who's joined our court. We're going to sponsor her inspiration to build us a weapon. Do we want an axe, hammer, mace, or spear, or do we want a dagger or a sword? I think dagger or sword, ideally, preferably sword, but we'll see how she does. We do still have no artifacts at all in our actual inventory. It would be great to build those out. As a matter of fact, can we also commission one? Let's at least get some type of crown going, please. Now, we have inherited the theme of Thessalonica here, and I am going to give this to my half-brother, Martin. Let's grant you the appointment here. Theme of Thessalonica. There you go, Martin, and that should help a lot with our family rating as well. So the Kingdom of Galicia has called us in as an ally in a war that he is being attacked in. Now, we will help him in this. We don't really want to get dragged into the Iberian or even European conflicts yet, to be honest, but I also don't want any of the empires in North Africa to really start to expand their influence here. Eventually, we'll need to fight them, and I don't want to just let them snowball too much either. So I'm going to raise not all my troops, but some of my army here, probably around 2,000, and we'll send those over to assist. Now, I am also going to negotiate an alliance with my half-brother, because he's already started a faction for the Byzantine Empire. Let's try and stop that from happening. Level of Splendor has increased, which is quite nice. We are now up to Noteworthy. Do we want to dedicate this weapon to a vassal? To Alexandros? Absolutely not. Why not to myself? Now, the reinforcements for Galicia have just arrived. We're going to just head down, try and deal with this as soon as possible. Evangelizing the Russians. Months ago, I entrusted Michael to bring the knowledge of God to the Russians. It is with great joy that I welcome him back today. I've been eagerly waiting for his report. I bring great news, my liege. Tsar Fedor was eager to hear the glad tidings and converted to Orthodoxy, accompanied by many of his people. That is absolutely excellent. And we create an alliance with the newly converted Tsar Fedor. That is amazing. Amazing. Our ingratiate family scheme has also been a success. We grow closer to forming a friendship with the head of the family and we also gain +5 monthly influence. Oh, and once again, the Scourge of the Bosporus is back. This is the beast that's been causing us issues. My father was unable to deal with it. To be honest, I think I will be as well. Only a 23% chance of success. Otherwise, we get Scourge of the Straits, which is not nice at all. I think this time I might actually just pay the gold and get Ghost of the Straits. It's still a little bit of a debuff, but it's not as heavy, and we at least get a boost of popular opinion. The war is now at 100% for Galicia. We have managed to help them, which is very, very nice indeed. And we've also picked up an alliance with the Tsardom of Russia. 7,000 men and a conqueror. Let's try and make some use of this. If we look at Orthodoxy as well, we can see that almost all of this is ruled by people who are Orthodoxy, so they'll probably try and convert this over time as well. Also, amazingly, pretty much all of Russia speaks Greek. I suppose that they've just been converting their court language because our court grandeur is so high. But this is very nice and also unplanned. I was just trying to focus on myself and then work on going to war with some of the empires around us. We've inadvertently picked up a very nice ally there, though. Oh, and of course, where my men were standing in Iberia, there's now fever, so some of my knights are infected. We've somehow lost some of our percentage here. I'm not quite sure what happened. We'll try and just siege this down, though. Inspiration realized. Oh, and it's an illustrious sword as well. This is lovely. Let's make sure we throw that on. Thank you very much. Okay, once again, we've got Galicia's war to 100%. Please just peace out now. People have been rumoring my Basilius. Do you remember that you promised them a prosperous and successful empire? I do remember, and I think it turned out pretty well. I always keep my promises. Very nice. Some influence and legitimacy. That is quite nice. I suppose that's sort of good to know. Oh, finally he peaced out. That is good to know as well, because if we have triumphs in the future and promise them great things that don't happen, clearly later on down the line, they will come back to haunt us. We have another master here who wants to make us some armor. Go right ahead, thank you. So I've actually rotated Georgios into the theology focus here. The goal is to get more piety, around 750, so that we can declare war on the Abbasids and go for the holy war for the kingdom of Syria. This will be quite nice as it'll help us put a dent in the actual Abbasids, and it also means that we'll start our expansion down here and pick up some of the titles we need towards restoring Rome. The anniversary of the foundation of our glorious Queen of Cities, Constantinople, falls on the 11th of May. Only the greatest celebrations will suffice, and we will get historical centenary celebration. Very nice buffs. It does cost 500 gold, but it does make chariot races cheaper for the next 5 years, which we probably will want to host in order to make back all of that money through our bookmaker. We will do that for now. It puts us into debt quite a bit, but we should make it back. Now, our crown also got finished. Nothing too crazy, but we'll take it for now. Okay, going into debt is very, very bad. The second we've gone into debt here, we have a huge faction against us that wants to lower the imperial bureaucracy. We need to get out of debt, and we need to get out of debt quickly. The Liberty faction have just got to the point where they can send their ultimatum, and I am 1 month off no longer being in debt. And it doesn't matter, they have pushed their claim anyway. Now, realistically, there's nobody specific in this faction that I would like to kind of deal with and get out of a position of power. So right now I'm actually happy to say I guess I have no choice. It's not ideal, but we can always kind of move back to tier 2 later. It's much better than making him our co-emperor, and I don't think a war is worth it in this case. The existence of a damage to legitimacy of Basilius Georgios' scheme has been exposed. Yeah, don't let that happen, please. Despite our best efforts, House Sleros continue to regain power. This time, my sister-in-law has picked up a theme. She's actually married to a member of House Malios as well, which is not good. We have two powerful families marrying into each other. And of course, the primary heir is the man that we previously took land off. Very nice. We have Raska here, who is willing to be vassalized. We'll pull him in on low feudal obligations and convert him over. Interestingly, now that I have a head eunuch, he is trying to increase his own power. So it looks like eunuchs actually have a power rating from 1 to 5. This would make him level 2. We would gain some stress. Our wife would hate it and grow closer to forming a rivalry with him. Or we could say the current arrangements are adequate. Now, he will not like it. We will have to spend some influence, but I'd rather not give him too much power. It is finally time to go after Alexandros. What I have done is I've looked at the line of succession, and I've actually put a lot of investment towards this man here, who is from House Urifas. Not from House Sleros, not even from my house, but that's actually fine. I'm now going to retire Alexandros, take him out of power, and put a brand new house in control here. Now, this is more like it. Here, our head eunuch actually wants to expose one of our Strategos' hostile schemes. He will gain level 1, and on top of that, the actual vassal will gain a rivalry with the eunuch rather than me. Tell me everything. Alright, so the good news is that looking at the powerful families, things are looking a lot more stable. We knocked House Sleros down from a family who were bigger than us to now only having a score of 91. Malios is obviously significantly strong, and this man is currently next in line for the throne. If we actually look at the Byzantine Empire, he has been investing a lot in himself. A foreign ruler has stolen my eunuch. No, that eunuch is mine. We'll pay 150 gold. I need him. Now my eunuch is trying to convince me to let my niece marry someone from his family. I don't think so. Oh boy, a call to war. So Russia is asking me to help them in a northerner conquest. Russia has about 12,000 men, but Jarl Gudmundur here does have 10,000 as well in his northernman army. I think we will help them here. What I'm also doing in the background is saving up some gold so that inside of Laconia here, I'm actually going to construct a new building and then build a temple. This will straight up give me 2,000 piety, which will be more than enough to go to war against the Abbasids. So I'm sending my men over here to try and help Russia out. The problem though is that all their troops are over in Scandinavia where they're trying to expand out their own borders. Meanwhile, they have 14,000 men just sieging them down up north. I'm actually going to back out of this Russia war, to be honest. Like, they are currently attacking for the Kingdom of White Rus, which is this one over here. So they're attacking for these lands. The problem is they're currently over here fighting. I'm not going to get dragged into the war that they're currently attacking in, and if they're not going to come back to try and defend their land, I'm not doing it solo for them. So I'm going to just let it see how it plays out for now, and if they need me later and I can help, I'll come. But for now, I'm not risking it for this. Oh boy, my eunuch is now helping his nephew gain candidate score for the Byzantine Empire. Okay, maybe we have to get rid of this guy. Oh, excuse me? I didn't even realize this war was happening. Third Aleppan conquest of the Sheikhdom of Marash. I was like, wait a minute, I can call allies to war, but none of the wars are mine. Turns out they are. Let's get over here and deal with this. So thanks to our eunuch, we managed to find out that our head of faith has a lover, and we can now choose to blackmail him. Let's do it, let's do it. He claims that I hold no sway over him. Now, we could expose it. Probably not a huge benefit to us, though. Let's just leave it be for now, no problem. We have another son here. This will be Jordan. Welcome to the family. Now, my other half-brother, Simeon, here is now of age to hold titles, and I've just re-inherited Vidin, so I'm going to give this to him as well. Managed to capture the leader in this war against us that I didn't even know was happening. Let's enforce demands here. And then what I'm also going to do now is construct the temple over in our initial holding. That's going to take about 5 years, but that will give us more than enough piety for any holy wars that we want. We also have another dynasty legacy to choose from. We could keep going down bureaucracy here. Domicile building construction time is reduced, powerful family rating increase, and we get the reception hall estate building. This one is okay, nothing too fancy, but I think I will take it just to ultimately get the last one here, where vassals and noble families are less likely to join factions or use depose schemes, and the mass arrests interaction could be very useful. We do have the option to improve our workshop once again. I think I'll go for stone cutters here for the building construction time and cost, which later on becomes massive at 20%. With that though, I'm going to leave this episode here. We managed to deal with some defensive wars, expand out our borders once again, and gain a massive ally in the form of Russia, as well as also converting them to Orthodoxy. On top of that, our powerful families look a lot more in control now. The powerful ones like us. We also have a potential hook secret that we can use on this one. The other ones are going to push and pull a bit, but they are significantly less powerful, which is great to see. Sleros is almost fully out of the picture, and on top of that, our nephew currently sits at the head of that family. We've upgraded lots of our holdings as well as our domicile. We've managed to put our family members in control of many themes as well, which we've been trying to do for the longest time. We have a church on the way in Laconia, which will give us more than enough piety to begin our holy wars against the Abbasids. Once that's done, so we're not just consistently waiting for claims, we may also look at the Roman heritage legend, which will give us claims on all the specific titles that we need to restore Rome. We'll also need to keep an eye on the eunuchs that we've gained in court. They are very, very useful, but very, very dangerous as well. That's going to be it for this video, but thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.